بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the khutbah of Shahr Ramadan, he said, وَالشَّيَاطِينَ مَغْلُولَةً فَاسْأَلُوا رَبَّكُمْ أَنْ لَا يُسَلِّطَهَا عَلَيْكُمْ. The satans are chained, so ask your Lord not to give them authority over you. The question here is, how do we understand such narration from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How could we understand this saying? How are the satans chained? And we see that many people commit sins in Shahr Ramadan. So how does the satans chained, and then we see these sins, and the source of of guilts and sins are only the satans. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give authority to those satans over us? Isn't this a kind of forcing us to do the sin or to commit sins in our life? Actually, the answer is based on understanding three issues, or three pillars maybe. The first is that the universe and the human life is based on laws. Those laws are established by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or imposed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have no choice to go out of these laws, but we can get benefit from these laws in our lives. So we can produce what is good for us, from relying on what we do actually. And those laws are related with all the aspects of our lives, the health and being sick, also to be straightful in our life, or to commit sins, or maybe we can see the laws in how we deal with the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to prevent. So these laws are governing us. We are forced to be inside those laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imposed to our life. The second pillar, or second issue, is that the Satan has no authority over us. This is a significance of a verse of Quran actually, which says no authority of the Satan over you, except that the Satan is saying, except that I called you and you obeyed. This is the only authority that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given to the satans. Our response determines the impact or the affection of the satans. And we know that those shayateen, or those satans, get benefit from the laws that we are ruled by as well. So the satans affect the human life through the will of the human beings. If we respond, if we obey those satans, then they have the affection. If we don't, if we have a strong antivirus, for example, so they couldn't send us any virus in any file. Therefore, being chained means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides us in Shahr Ramadan with what make the satans away from affection, away from affecting our life. They become less affected, or less affecting. Also, this formula from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the satans chained, this also is based on three conditions. The first condition is fasting itself, which strengthens our intention for not obeying the Satan. The second condition is the big rewards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in Ramadan that He doesn't give in other months. This encourages us. Those rewards encourage us to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and further from the Satan's whispering. The third condition is that we have in Shahr Ramadan, we have a general faithful atmosphere. This plays a very important role against the affection of the Satans on our lives. According to these three conditions, we can understand that being chained means that the Satans are less affecting. They are not affecting as in other months. They are not affecting our lives in Shahr Ramadan. So we say here, if one or more of these three conditions are changed by us, then this causes the release of those Satans and give them the authority over our life, over us. So we have to fast, we have to fulfill these conditions, we have to fast, we have to respond to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us as rewards in this Ramadan. And of course, this is a very important point, not to let the atmosphere be changed according to what we have as rewards from other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we see in many aspects of our lives. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يعيننا على أنفسنا بما يعين به الصالحين على أنفسهم والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.